So it is Monday. Oh my gosh. Yes, it is Monday. And I am Hope. This is Hope is Speaking. I'm here to get you fired up for the day or the week or just the moment because there's no boring people here. Again, there are no boring people here. In my lives, there's no boring people. What's up, all caps Angel? That's my brother over there, my fellow creator. I am so happy to see you, and a fellow Californian, because we stick together, and that's what it is about. Thank you for liking the live. I did see your Sunday fun day. I saw you representing all caps Angel. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I share this because when one wins, we all win. And the beauty of support and the beauty of pushing others to accomplish something great and the beauty of saying, man, you did that. You did great. That feels great. That feels great, especially to start the day. Seeing someone who is succeeding at a dream or a goal or something that they love to do. Because I truly believe when one wins, when you win, I win, we all win. There's more than enough for everyone. So thank you, all caps Angel. And check this creator out because he spins the hottest jams. And, you know, he's a fellow Californian. So I'm already going to lean towards you by default, okay? All right. In fact, I was doing a little two-step, all caps Angel, while you were spinning. Sometimes, thank you for the gifts. I like to do a little two-step. That's how you get the day started. And I'm here to bring that positive message for Monday. Can't you see I'm fired up? I got, I just came back from my sexy walk. You know, I take my sexy walks in the morning. Thank you, all caps Angel. Look at that. Love already. Love already. I'm all for it. I'm nothing but love all the time. In fact, my sister had a cat named Love, but that cat was terrible. It would bite your kneecaps. It would bite your shins. It would scratch you. It would knock over your dishes. It was terrible. However, yeah, you got to do a little two-step. If you don't do the whole choreography, just do a two-step. That's what we like. So I just came back from my sexy walk, and all 273 people in the live. I like to move every day. I do at least an hour of movement, and I go for a sexy walk. You see, I'm not just walking. It got to be sexy. It got to be free. It got to be tan. It got to be, keep the booty round and the legs nice and muscular. A sexy walk starts today. And as I'm walking with the dogs, one husky who's a year old and Peso, who is half Chihuahua, half terrier, I'm seeing the beauty of the kids on the corner who are waiting for the school bus. And I remembered what it felt like for that first day of school. Remember that first day of school feeling when you were excited, you suited and booted, brand new shoes, brand new outfit, brand new backpack. You got all of the notebooks that were like 10 for $1 at Target, or your new folders. I loved the folders with like unicorns, the Lisa Frank folders, your new erasers, your pencils. So if someone was like, yo, can I borrow a pencil? You could easily say, oh yeah, I got a bunch of them. Because you stocked up, exactly, you stocked up on everything. And I saw these children waiting excitedly for the bus. And as you see, I love to talk. It's always, it's like art for me. So I can speak to the kids and say, hey, what grade are you going into? Are you excited about school? And feeling that. And it allowed me to remember what that felt like. Now, I was always excited for school, always. I kind of have been like this. So I was excited to talk to people. I was excited about my new teachers. I was excited about the new guys in the classroom and the schools. I was excited about my fit because all my fits were ready for the entire week. I was excited really about what I would learn for that year. But then there's that other side of that anxiousness of starting something new, that anxiousness of not knowing if your friends are going to be in your class, that anxiousness of just something that I have not done before. And as I was walking, I walked past a neighbor. Her name was Ashley. And Ashley, of course you do. All caps, Angel, please tell me what your favorite teacher was. Because as I was speaking to these kids, because I talk to everyone, there's a reason why my name is Hope is speaking, because I'm always talking. And I remembered my favorite teacher, Miss Ortuño. Miss Ortuño was my 4th grade teacher. Miss Ortuño or my 6th grade teacher. However, these people stood out. And they stood out because they truly had a passion for teaching. They stood out because they enjoyed what they did. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I just came from my walk, so I should be glowing. Mr. Murray changed my life, taught me how to look at all things from a different angle. Thank you, Mr. Murray. Thank you, Mr. Murray. And all caps, Angel, remember how quickly that came to your mind? Because it left an imprint. It left an imprint. Whether the teacher was memorable or not, it leaves an imprint on our heart, on our spirits, on our soul. I look so vibrant. You know I am. I am Frey. And thank you, I am Frey, for being here. You are always in my lives every time with the yellow hearts. I see you. I recognize you. Thank you. And it's because I came from my sexy walk. You know, after you come from a sexy walk, you have to glow. You have to glow. So with these favorite teachers, and then we'll get to the not so favorite teachers, the imprint that they leave stays with us. Because, yes, always, if you're not doing it sexy, what are you doing? What are you doing, all caps, Angel? When you spin, it's sexy. You got to, come on, even if we're drinking water, make it sexy. We aren't doing it just to be doing it. No, that's boring. I don't do boring, okay? That is not a part of my vocabulary at all. However, I digress. The favorite teachers. The favorite teachers stand out because you can remember the teachers that were boring, the teachers that you dread going into their class, the teachers that didn't have that energy signature that kept you engaged. In fact, they didn't want to be there, and you knew they didn't want to be in that classroom. And the difference of that, the difference of the person with the passion, the difference of the person with that energy signature that keeps you there, keeps you engaged, encourages you to learn whatever they are teaching you, compared to that person where you can't even remember them. Not only can you not remember them, you're happy you don't remember them. In fact, you're excited that they are no longer a part of your life. Some of you have some friends and family that check that box as well. That's a whole nother talk. However, with the what's up, Romy Rome, I see another great love of mine who now lives in Paris, and a fellow flight attendant who has traveled the world with me, and I think of so highly every time I see any of your content and the fact that you're in my live. What's up, Romy Rome? And are you coming to Germany to see me do my TED Talk? I mean, you live in Paris. It's just a train ride over. Let me drop that. TED Talk, October 7th. Isn't that great? Some of the speech that I will be doing on during the TED Talk on October 7th, I practice in my lives. I like to use that in my lives and just get a little feedback and tweak it. So there we go. Back to the teachers that you liked or didn't like and feeling that. I felt that. I felt how the children were excited, and being suited and booted helps as well. Listen, these kids, you guys have so many different options. The backpacks, you can get like any picture, your face. We just had Jansport and the Off-Brand. I'm a child of the 80s. We did not have as much variety, so there's a little bit of me that is envious of that, because I saw some backpacks that I even want. Like now, there's some cool things out there. That's the best part of school, going and showing off what you're wearing. Why else would you go? So, as I was talking to Ashley, who had one child who was going into kindergarten, and she was so cute. The other kid was going into second grade. And she said, Hope, I'm not ready. I said, you're ready? She said, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for her to go to kindergarten. And I sat there, I stood there in silence. Because what does it feel like to let something go when you aren't prepared? What does it feel like to release something when you're not ready? And these are the words that came to my mind when I heard her say this. What does that mean to open your hand, to release something that you want to hold on tightly to? There's fear. There's anxiousness. Maybe a bit of sadness. And as we continued to talk, she says, I may shed a tear. I said, as you should. Your daughter's going into kindergarten. She said, I know. And it reminded me of that action of releasing something that you're not ready to let go. And that same, and that's a part of it. Thank you for sharing that. I am Frey. This is what I'm going through in my healing journey. Yeah, it's a part of it. Here's the thing. You're never going to be ready. There are times where you'll feel that you are, but the act of releasing it is where the discomfort comes. And here's another thing. You can't do nothing about it. This girl's going into kindergarten whether you like it or not. And to sit with that fact of, this is being released, and I'm open to what is available for me. I'm releasing something to allow space for the new. And being excited. Thank you for the roses, I am Frey. Being excited for that. It all comes down to shifting your focus, shifting where your energy goes. Thank you for the heart. Instead of saying, I'm not ready, just shift those words into, I'm releasing and expecting. Instead of, I'm afraid of what will happen, I'm excited about my growth. I'm excited for what's coming to me. I'm excited that I've grown enough to release this. Wow. All it takes is that subtle shift. Because when I was speaking to Ashley, who was sharing about her kindergartner going into kindergarten and her not being ready, her daughter wasn't even thinking about that. Oftentimes, whatever we're trying to release, it's not concerned about our feeling. It's just ready for its transition. So to be aware and to have that subtle shift of, I am okay. I can do this. I'm ready for this. It's time for this. I'm open for this. I'm excited that I've reached this point. I've reached this point. And the same can be said with school and the opposite. I remember when I made the decision to leave college and what that would mean. And we all know if you decide to leave university or any higher education, there is often a stigma that we impose on ourselves. That question of where'd you graduate from? What's your degree in? Where did you go to school? How did you love college? And that immediate fear or anxiousness that comes with saying, oh yeah, I didn't. What's up, Nick NY1? Good to see you. Good to see you. Caught me right in the beginning. I'm glad that you're here. I'm here early in the morning to give you a message to start this Monday. And I thought about that when I decided to leave school because I was always somewhat the top of my class. I catch information very quickly. And I also knew what was for me wasn't necessarily in a textbook or in academics. And now as I'm speaking about this, I'm aware of myself more because I was aware that I love just doing. The way I learned a language was less from a book and more of being immersed and speaking the language and hearing the cadence of the words. Put me there, I'll learn it. I like to be in it. And my parents always stressed education. However, they know they can't tell me nothing. So that was not too difficult for me to come to this realization and then tell them. And my father always said, as long as I was in school, everything was taken care of. Meaning he would put gas in my car every week. What's up, Yemi? Ya? I haven't seen you. It's good to see you, my goddess. He would put gas in my car every week. My insurance and car insurance, everything would be paid for. The moment that I decided to step out of that, to step out of going to school full time, that was all taken away. And for me, that's okay. I can do it myself. I can put the gas in the car. I can pay the car insurance and everything else. However, I was prepared to do what it took. The fact of my father not lending that financial support was not going to stop me. But there are others that would say, I'll just stay because I don't want to go that route. Not me. It all comes down to what you decide to do and being prepared for it. That was not going to stop me. In fact, great. I'll just have to work harder. I'm excited about that. But there's something for me in life that's not currently here at this university. And I'm ready to go. And when I had this conversation, it actually went a lot easier than I saw it in my mind. It was, yeah, I'm not going to school. And the response was simply, oh, okay. So you will be paying for X, Y, and Z. Yeah, I'm already prepared. I've already switched it over. Oh, okay. And that was it. That was it. So within those 3 steps, within the thought of, I am prepared to tell this person this, there was a fear and anxiousness. And then I did it. And it dissipated. Then there was the act of, okay, what am I going forward to do? And I did it. And it was easy. And the third part of whatever I had to compensate for, I did it. I am on YouTube Weeks Jalen under Hope is Speaking. What? What? You mean to tell me you're not a subscriber? Come on. All of my lives are uploaded onto my Hope is Speaking YouTube. Please go and subscribe. I'm right there. I just need a few more subscribers. Yeah. What is your question, Dr. Stephanie Yomo? Ask me. So Weeks Jalen, you'll see me there as well as other places. Ask me what specifically clarifying would you like to know about my technical setup? Yes. So, side note, you can ask me anything at any time and I will answer. I'm great with jumping around and coming right back to my point. So, I do have a microphone. I am using the Shure 7 SMB, which is connected to Frameworks, my stand, which is connected to my Focusrite, which is the interface, which is connected to my phone through the Apple thing. Let me see. I can't, if I unplug it, I can't show it to you. But it is directly, let me see. I'm going to show it to you. So, microphone stand goes into the Focusrite, which is then connected to, you can't really see, but the microphone is directly connected into my phone. And it's really easy. In fact, if you go to my link in my bio and the website, just go to my Amazon store and the connector is there. In fact, my whole setup is in my Amazon store. From the only thing that's not there is the stand, but the microphone is there, the Focusrite is there, and the little connector is like maybe $10 or $11, between $9 or $10, and you can buy it there. So I hope that helps you. And if you have any more questions, go ahead and ask. There's also, because this microphone needs an additional amp, it's also connected to the Cloud Lifter, and that's in my Amazon store. Yeah. So again, that's in the Amazon store, and if you want me to do a video, I can do a video on that. However, it's a lot easier than you think. It's a lot easier than you think, especially the connector that connects the interface and the microphone into the iPhone. Again, it's in the Amazon store. It's between $9 and $11, and that is the easiest way to connect any microphone directly to your phone. I also have lights. I have the whole setup. What's up, Detroit Sean? What's up? Check it in. Good morning. Yeah, it's all about sharing the information because it can be helpful in some way to someone. So I will always share information when you ask. If you ask the question, I'm happy to share. Otherwise, I don't really know. I'm always happy to see you. And you always shout out Detroit Sean. So great. Yeah, I'm always asking questions. Well, thank you, Dr. Stephanie Yomo. And microphones now can be quite reasonable. It's up to you. I always say, set your budget and go from there. Set your budget and go from there, especially if you're starting out. Thank you. That is very kind. Of all of the flowers, you are the one that stands out. I better. And I will go back to what I was speaking about before. However, yeah, Detroit's trying to show up for real. With especially anything audio or microphone, set a budget. Your budget could be $50. Go from there. Get a mic, get your things, and go. As you continue to build, then you can upgrade. then you can upgrade. I know you trying. I see you. Because all in all, I think this microphone in itself, I am always talking. That's why it's Hope is speaking. Good to see you, York. Yes, yes, yes. I accept your peace and blessings. This whole setup may be closer to just under $1,000 because the microphone in itself, this microphone, which is often used, is about 400. The stand is about 60. The cloud lifter is in anywhere from 150 to 170. The Focusrite may be 170, just under 200. Then there's the cords. So, hi, Joy for Life. Good to see you. Welcome back. And then all of the cords and things. However, there are great microphones, especially on Amazon, that you could get for $100. The first one I bought was about $100, and that was the Audio Technical mic. I'll put that in my Amazon store because I still have that. I use that when I record my affirmations or meditations. So I have a few mics. However, set a budget. With $100, you can get everything and then grow from there and then grow and then say, you know what? Thank you, Detroit. Look at you. Look at these compliments. I love that. Grow from there. Thank you, Detroit, Sean. And this goes back to what I was saying before. When I chose to leave school and go on with life, I took something small, an idea, and I grew from there. Now, I do love my monies. I am definitely a daughter of a capitalist, and my father was in finance and taught me about money. So, money is a means of exchange. However, I am crazy enough to bet on myself, and I will always take that risk of not having it to have it. I will not restrict myself to anything because of the fear of lack of money, because that is only a small amount of time. For my life, that in between where you're still connecting to what you want to do or your profession or your goal or your dream typically won't be a 30, 40 year span of not having it. I am quite okay with going that short amount of time. Maybe it's a year, maybe it's 6 months, maybe it's 3 months, to get to the end goal of whatever the passion is, the dream is, the goal is, if it is in regards for money. What's up, Alfred? Hope for life. That's what I hope to be. So I will always be doing something. Meaning, when I speak of jobs, I have been lucky and intentional with every profession that I've done. So I actually haven't ever had a job that I hate, that I'm just doing just to make money. That does not make sense to me. To me, I have to do something that I like or find some sort of enjoyment in the process. Thank you. Yeah, I'm okay. You know, I'm okay. Trust me, York. I'm okay. And thank you, Alfred. I decided to come on earlier. I'm trying out different times. Let's see. Maybe earlier in the day is a better fit for me because I'm full of energy. I am definitely a morning person, which is a ridiculous statement because know someone who would say you're not a morning person, you're not a night person, you're a person. You're just a person. However, coming from being a flight attendant, I loved early morning flights, and there was a reason. Yes, it may be difficult getting up at 4 in the morning or 4:30 or sometimes 3:15. However, the trade-off was there's no one in the airport. Everyone is tired. People would get on the flight and go to sleep. It made for an easier day and really a shorter day because I would have an early flight, long layover, chill at the hotel, do what I wanted to do, and then come back. And solitude, yeah. Early in the morning, it's quiet because all you other whippersnappers are still snoring in the bed till 9, 10 a.m., which is perfectly fine. Sometimes that's not really me. I don't find joy in sleeping in. If the sun is up, I'm up. I'm up. Unless I was like, came in from a flight. Sometimes I would sleep. However, I like being up early. And I was speaking about jobs that I love. Yes. So I had shared this in my lives before that I did not see my parents doing any jobs that they hated. I never saw anyone say, I hate this job. So I am under the influence that you like what you do. My first job was in my dad's office. It was child labor. I remember licking envelopes for like 5 envelopes licked and sealed was probably a quarter. But for me, I was thinking, okay, 5 envelopes, that means 20 envelopes is $1. That means if I do 100 envelopes, then I have $4. I would calculate, and I was always excited. Plus, I was in my father's office with my sisters. I'm sure all business owners utilize their children for labor. It's not child labor. I was paid. I was just like probably 7. So I enjoyed seeing my father in the office and answering phones and signing things and using a stamp, and the postmaster would come in and collect the mail, and just seeing all of the points that were necessary for everything to run smoothly. And there was water and coffee and tea and all of that stuff. However, working in my father's office, I quickly grew into the notion that I don't want to work in an office. I don't care to. Thank you, Detroit. Sean, I appreciate all of your little compliments, and they aren't little. I quickly understood that fluorescent lighting wasn't something that I wanted to be under every day. And I was already in the best position because I was in my dad's office. There's a little bit more freedom if your employer is your family. Because there did come a time I would come in late all the time. My mom says my dad fired me a lot, but I'm persistent. So even if he did say go home, I would just come the next day like nothing happened and pull up a chair and sit at the desk. And that is persistence because he would not tell me to leave. So if you get fired, just go back. Hopefully they will take you back. That wasn't always the case because I did share the story where it kind of was the only time I was fired, rightfully so, because I took like a 2-hour break and then I just walked back in. like that's normal. And that didn't work. So back to working at my dad's office. I quickly learned I don't care to be in an office setting. I like working with my dad. I liked learning how he interacted with customers and how he would work the phones and the integrity that he would have. Because as a business owner, there's a sense of integrity for me that has to be implemented. And knowing how to talk to people, knowing how to talk to a customer. This is why I know how to speak now. I would listen to my father, and he would teach us how to use the phones. And he would stand over us as we would say, First Heritage Insurance, this is Hope speaking. Listen, Mr. Williams is currently on a call. What is the best time that he may call you back? Great. May he take your name and number? Yes, I am his daughter. Yes, he has us all working here. All right, Catherine, I will have Mr. Williams phone you back as soon as he has an opening in his schedule. Have a great day. That's where I learned all of this. That's where I truly learned your tone and intonation and cadence and relating to someone. Because my father would say, if you're selling, the point is not to sell. The point is to get to know the person. The point is to listen. The point is to have a real conversation. Because within that, you're actually getting to know the person. And from that, you can tailor whatever you are aiming to sell to the person. You know when you're being sold something. Here, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy that. No, I'm not going to buy anything. And in fact, I'm going to walk away from you. I don't want nothing from you. But when the person isn't trying to sell you something, they're actually getting to know you. And then from there, they actually know what you need. Then they're not going to sell you something that you don't need just for commissions. They're saying, hey, this would serve you well. That's a big difference. And I learned that from being in my dad's office. I learned punctuality. I learned, especially with money, this is about money. It's nothing personal. That's one thing that has served me well in life. I can separate money from a person or from a entity. There's nothing personal about money. And now we're going more into business speak. But the moment that you believe that money and a personal relationship is intertwined, that relationship is already on shaky ground. Because business is business. Money is money. And I shared this with someone that I lived, and I had told the person, listen, you got to do what you need to do. If I'm late on rent, if I didn't pay rent, if I have to be evicted, I am not upset at you. That's business. Business is business. Our personal relationship won't be altered because of an action that you must do to protect your business. There's a big difference. And I share this because I believe sometimes when these two things are, thank you, Detroit Sean, when they're intertwined, people get their feelings hurt. And you got to understand with business, business is business. It has nothing to do with our friendship. If it's about money, it's about money. It's about money. It is not that I think less of you or more of you. It's strictly about a bottom line. And I learned that with my dad. I learned that. And transparency with this makes things easier. Because If I'm under that assumption, but the person I'm speaking to is not, that's already going to be on shaky ground. And someone's feelings are going to get hurt. Oftentimes, when people go into business with friends or family members, this isn't discussed. And I've had friends who've wanted to do something on the business side, and I will speak to them and say, hey, listen, let's talk about this. Because our friendship is one thing. Money and business is something completely different. And now that we have clarity, it creates an element where there's trust. There's trust. It's not about getting over on you. It's just the fact that this is about money. This is outside of our friendship. This is outside of our whatever dealings that we have. Because when it comes to money, it can damage any type of friendship or relationship when it's not discussed. However, if it is and there's clarity and transparency, things tend to flow a lot easier. Yeah, and have a plan, and also know that even if you have a plan, that doesn't mean a plan is only something that you're thinking of before you do it. Because as you're doing it, things will arise. Know how to just circumvent it. Plans are great, but you know what's even better? Just being adaptable. Just being adaptable. Everyone has a plan for their life until life happens. That's what my father would say. When you get a flat tire, when you are expecting an amount of money to come in and it doesn't come in, when you build a house and the roof caves in, you did not plan for that. That is then life. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? Do you need to reach out to a resource? Do you have what it takes to figure it out? Being adaptable, having a plan and being adaptable can get you anywhere. Because the moment you have a plan, but you can't adapt, when something arises, that creates discomfort. And going forward, well, I don't know what to do. Well, think of something. Of course you don't know what to do. But if you did, what would it be? All you have to do is just think of something. Just sit and think. And this is the same with life. Trust me, I know. I've had a very colorful life. Sometimes you just got to sit and think, what would I do if I knew what to do? What can I be doing now? What resources do I have? I actually don't know what to do. Okay, let me just step back for a moment and then go forward. And these are all things that I've acquired from both of my parents, but specifically from my father, because things do come up. Things come up all the time. While working in the office, I would also hear my father had a disdain for smokers because he would say, smokers take a smoke break every hour to 90 minutes, and that adds up to 2 hours of non-productivity, and that's what I'm paying for. And I understood that because productivity is a part of work. However, seeing the workplace in that way, it's productivity. Also, not seeing the workplace to make friends. I learned that very early. My father would always say, you don't have to like everyone, but you can get along with anyone. You can get along with anyone. The point of the job isn't to go and make friends. If you do, that's fantastic. It's always great when you meet people that you align with. But your meeting point is the job. So if you're not at the job, are you still friends? Or the subtle gossip in workplace. However, understanding, yes. Good morning, Blessed Tone. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being a heartbreaker. Sometimes that's just how it happens. Understanding these subtleties. I'm not going in to make friends. It's great that people like me, and I like to get along with everyone. In fact, I don't take anything personally. I learned that on the plane. And how that can serve me. How that can serve me. So, not wanting to be in fluorescent lighting every day. Truly not wanting to check into the same workplace every day. These are the things that I started to form what I wanted to do in the future. I always knew I loved to talk. I loved people. I loved the inner workings of just a different individual's mind and how to craft words to bring someone into whatever you're working on. And this is a part of leadership. Not everyone is a leader. And recognizing when you're not a leader is a first step. Because not everyone is a leader. And that's okay. Not everyone is a leader in all things. And that's okay. And knowing if you are the leader, what that means. A leader may have to have some forethought into how they're leading. A leader may have to stand up when other individuals want to hide. A leader may have to do the hard work that no one else wants to do. A leader may have to speak to people when it's uncomfortable in a kind tone. If that's not you, sit down. You're not a leader. And that's okay. Leadership is important. And I saw that within the stance of working with my father. And good morning, Mag. Look at how early I'm on today. Isn't this great? So, this all comes back to me finding out what was for me or what is not for me. I'm working in my dad's office. I don't like being in an office. I love being in my father's office because I'm a favorite. I'm the owner's daughter. I can eat all the cookies. I can go and hang out by the water cooler. But if I am not in that position, then what does that mean? What's up, Nikki South? You, what's up? What's up? Good to see you, Graham Rising as well. Not wanting to be in fluorescent lighting. It doesn't, you see how my skin glows? It doesn't glow like that. Well, it always glows. It always glows, okay? There's a lot of hard work that goes into this glow. However, it glows better if I'm outside or not in fluorescent lighting. Something about fluorescent lighting, I said, this ain't for me. This ain't for me. It is glowing. I tan. I sit in the sun every day. I do my sexy walk. I make sure this glow, I exfoliate, I moisturize, I drink a lot of water. I eat great foods. However, it glows better outside of fluorescent lighting. Good morning. Good morning. Look at all the hopefuls and anyone, all 93 people in the live. If you are a hopeful, you are positive, you are uplifting, you are beautiful, you glow inside and out, and you truly have kindness and empathy for others. Mag, I am Frey, Nikki Style, June, Nick in Y1. These are a few of the regular hopefuls. Detroit Sean. These are some of the hopefuls, so stick around. Maybe you can become a hopeful too. So going back, I'm sharing with you how I got to finding out exactly what I wanted. Because everything for me in life is gathering information. I gathered information working at my dad's office. Gathered that I don't want to go into this office politics, drinking this nasty coffee. How do you become a hopeful? Well, York, you already are one. You're already a hopeful. I don't care for fluorescent lighting. I do like leading. I do like speaking to people. I do like engaging. I do like finding a solution. I won't even say I'm a problem solver. I would say I am a solution maker. I always knew travel was a huge element of me. I traveled a lot with my family, and my father would travel a lot, and I would love to see my dad jump out of the car when we would travel and tip the bellsman for picking up our luggage. And I loved like seeing him with the ones and giving money and talking to the not the maître d', who is it? What is the name of the person that coordinates like your dinner plans or your plans at the hotel? Anyone in the chat, place in the chat the name of that person at the hotel that arranges activities. I loved that. And through the course of my life, I would see these things. And I also, along with the concierge, thank you. I love a concierge. And I love how, thank you, Rebel the Esquire. Thank you, Romy Rome, the concierge. And as flight attendants, we love a concierge. Thank you, York 2700. I loved seeing when we would walk into the hotel, they would know my father because he would stay there for business, and they would say, "Hey, Mr. Williams, how you doing?" And the handshake, "Oh, you brought your family." And they would bring us chocolates. That special element of being recognized and how that makes someone feel, especially if you're at a hotel or on the plane or in a space with a lot of people. That element of being recognized makes a difference. Good morning, T. Wheeler. There's another hopeful. I enjoyed that. I liked that. I liked that feeling, even being the person to say, "Hey, how you doing, T. Wheeler? Good to see you. How's your mother?" People love being recognized. And also when it's genuine, there's a connection that's formed, which creates business. However, that connection is something special. And these elements I would see. So I started from not wanting to be in an office, not wanting the fluorescent lighting, but loving to travel, loving recognition, loving speaking to people, I loved how my father would be able to recognize accents from around the nation. He could talk to someone and say, "This person's from Chicago," or "This person's from Louisiana," or "This person, it sounds like they're from somewhere in the Northeast." That ability, that means you've talked to a lot of people. And you see, I'm enamored by my father in this way. However, these elements also help with business. Because if you can recognize someone's accent, and especially if it's somewhere that you are familiar with, you could say, "Hey, it sounds like you is this accent from the Chicagoland area?" It is. "Have you ever been to X restaurant?" You have. "That is my favorite restaurant." And yes, spiritual teacher Anthony, I love it. And that bond that's created, and especially as a flight attendant, it's expanded. Because not only are we aware of regional accents within the nation, you start being aware of accents all around the world. And while I was based, Romy Rome, who's still in the chat, I hope, while we were based in London and living in London, most people, specifically Americans, assume all British accents are the same. It wasn't until we were based and living there that we could say, oh, that's a Northern accent. Oh, that's a Scottish accent. That's an Irish accent. That's a Welsh accent. That accent, it sounds English, but maybe it's something else. That ability means that you've listened to a lot of people and you're intentional about it. And now Romy Rome is living in Paris. You can notice the accents of different French speakers. You know a Parisian person because they speak very fast. They almost eat their words and will chop certain words compared to French spoken by a West African, which to me was a lot easier to hear because I could hear all of the words. It was slightly slower. And the accent is different compared to someone from Belgium, compared to someone from the French Caribbean, compared to someone who is a French speaker from Canada. That means that not only have you heard these accents, you've heard them so many times that you're able to put an indicator to each accent. And it's intentional. And on a business side, that means that you can cater what you're saying directly to that individual instead of assuming, since they're a French speaker, they must be from this place. Because that can lead to you messing up. So, it always comes back to me being on the plane, being a flight attendant, because I learned so much, and it is such a elevated space, literally and figuratively, where yes, as a flight attendant, you are learning on the fly. Learning on the fly. Okay, that wasn't purposeful, but it worked. And that ability to really understand people through their words, all these, I know, I do it quite easily, Mag. I do it quite easily. That ability to understand people, just understanding people, can create an element of comfort, an element to be able to say, I know how to address this person. I know where this person's from. Or I don't know where this person is from. Let me ask them instead of me assuming that I know. In a business stance, this opens the world for you. In an interpersonal stance, this also opens you up to being able to truly receive another person, to truly be able to talk and to relate. And the beauty of that, she sure is, Sherman. She sure is. And with all of this comes back to my father, how I started in his office. There was something about that was nice. These are better than nice. Come on, don't play with me. These are better than nice, okay? Okay? Right, Sherman, you got me off of my... I'll hop back on. This allowed me to say, this is what I want. Being that intentional. Gathering information. This could even be in a relationship. What do I want? Nice hairline. Thank you. Everything about me is nice. And gathering that information. And going back to me saying, I don't want to be in an office. I've been in an office. I don't want to be in an office. I see my dad traveling and talking to people. That's what I want. How do I make that work for me? How do I build that in my life? How do I make that real? And creating it. And creating it. Creating what you want for you. Because it can be the opposite. I don't know what I want, so I'm just going to do this because I can't ever do what I want. Well, no, that's your choice. You are choosing to do that. You can choose the opposite. Why would I be shutting down on the first? I don't understand why I'd be shutting down on the 1st. However, crafting what is for you is the message. Collecting information from life and then building what you want. And this is why I shared this with you. Sharing that I worked in my dad's office. I saw these things, talking and relating to people in business and being transparent with money and understanding individuals and liking people, liking that engaging nature of two human beings. What does that mean for me? How can I turn this into something that's real for me? How can I turn this into something that is profitable or that is a job for me or is something that I can build upon? And asking that question instead of saying, I don't know, it's never for me. Well, it can be. It can be. And going into flying, which is how it that's fine. However, maybe that means you do like people. Maybe there's just certain individuals that don't spark your interest. However, there are people that do, because you just said you like me. Okay? You just said that, Sherman. So going into flying, it ticked all those boxes. It ticked all those boxes. I am a talker. I love to talk. I do. However, people like to talk to me, and I'm engaging, and it's interesting. I often share on my lives, if you're boring, go the opposite way. The moment you ask me, what is the weather? How's the weather? We don't even have anything to talk about. If that is the first thing that you would like to speak about is the weather, that's boring and I don't want to talk about it. If I'm living in Hawaii, then the weather is always nice. And granted, most people live boring lives. They do. Which is what it is. You can choose to build the life you want. You can choose. It comes down to what you choose to do. And ignoring or taking energy away from anything that isn't for you. What I mean is this. If you are in a space that you don't like, meaning a relationship, a job, area in life that you don't like, but you don't believe you can do anything outside of that, then you are correct. The moment that you believe you can, you are correct too. But it's up to you to gather information and build what is for you. And it is that easy. Now, building it may seem like it's difficult, but it's not, because it's for you. It's for you. The reason why you're here, all 88 people in this live, listening to me talk in this microphone into my phone in front of a light, is because I'm building what's for me. I'm building what's for me. It makes sense to me. It doesn't have to make sense for anyone else, but that's okay because I've done it before. So I've already proven to myself that I can do it. It's up to you to say, listen, there's more for me. I'm doing it. Whatever it is, you gather information in life and you make it real for you. You gather information in life and you make it real for you, especially when it comes down to an occupation or a job or productivity. I like to use productivity. I choose not to use the word work. I am productive. I actually don't even like the word work. I'm productive. And I started this talk off with, I've always been in occupations that I like. When I wanted to learn more about makeup and become a makeup artist, I went into it. And I got to a level that was good enough for me to understand that this isn't what I want to continue to do. I built upon it and I allowed myself time to see, is this for me? I love makeup. I always loved makeup. I loved skincare. Do I want to do this? Let me try. Instead of saying, yeah, that's something I want to do. No, dive into it. Dive deep into it. Right before I started flying, I had gotten out of makeup. I had worked myself up to working in a department store, leaving the department store to work for the makeup companies. And I traveled in California as a makeup artist. So I would be at the different Macy's or malls or whatever department stores to increase their sales because I'm a great saleswoman and I was great at makeup. And then I had to sit back and say, okay, do I want to take this to the national level, the international level? Do I want to continue to build upon this? Is this truly what fuels me? Nah, it's not. Okay. Well, I've put a good year and a half into it, 2 years. What do I want to do now? Instead of saying, I've never done anything else. So what? That's how it goes. You typically won't know until you go into it, but you got to put yourself there or else you won't know. So I took a step back and I said, well, I can go deeper if I have the certification. So I was just on the brink of enrolling into aesthetics because I had always loved skin. And I said, maybe I'll go into skincare, ultimately have a line. And flying came around. Thank you. You are my number one gifter. I am flying. I see you, girl. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Flying came. And the great thing with flying is I could use all these skills. I could already do my face. And let me tell you, if you're flying, anytime you travel, let's go into the travel speak real quick. Stop going to the airport in your pajamas and sweats. It's terrible. I'm telling you, Hope is saying stop. It looks terrible. I've always said the airport is the world's intersection. If you want to meet someone, if you want to network, if you want to do anything, it's at the airport because everyone from around the world goes there to go somewhere. That's the one place that you want to look your best. Now, let's go take it a step further. As a flight attendant, if a nice gentleman says, I would love to take you out for dinner while you're on your layover, of course, be ready to go. I can do a professional makeup face at any time. I know and love clothing from fashion and modeling. I can do it all, baby. I can whip myself together. You would say, girl, did you have a professional do this? Yes, me. So having all of these skills served me well because I can still utilize them. You can always utilize your skills in different ways. And when I first started flying, although I was at the lowest pay scale, I was doing makeup with that same company while I first started flying. So it was, I don't know, it was like $47 or $52 an hour. It was something quite high that could supplement the money that was yet to come from flying. And I share that to be resourceful. I'm not going to sit here and tell you how much I don't have, how much I'm not making. I'm going out there to get it. Until I get to that space within flying, what do I need to do? Oh, I still have the skills and I can network with the people in DC. Do you need a makeup artist in the Macy's at the Lanco? Yeah, come in. Listen, I know your schedule is not set in stone. So any of your off days, give us a call and you can come in. That's being resourceful and adaptable. I'm not going to tell you all the reasons why things aren't working out. I'm too busy working out the things that need to be worked. That's it. I have very little patience for anyone who wants to constantly tell me about a problem instead of working on a solution. It's the same action. It's the same action. Get to work, whatever that may be. And I remember someone saying, Hope, you don't stay down too long. No, I ain't got time to stay down too long. I'm trying to change my life here. I'm up and I'm out. Okay? While y'all are over here with the long face, wondering what am I going to do? I'm already doing it. Okay? I'll figure it out. Let me go. I have a vigor for life. Life is robust and vibrant. What do I need to do? Who do I need to be around? I got to go. I just got to go. And there's a beauty in that resilience of just saying, I may not have it, but I'm working towards it. I'm not going to tell you about the problems. In fact, it's not even a problem for me. It's a solution. The problem is the solution that I'm working towards. What do I need for this solution? Okay, let me go forward. I don't know what to do, but let me just think. So, flight attendant, I've always been able to be productive, hustle, do something. Do something. I remember when I first started flying, I did a little modeling on the side. I was doing whatever I needed to do to compensate for whatever monies that needed to be had by me. In the meantime, I'm networking. If I'm doing makeup, that means I'm meeting other women that could be friends, that could bring me into certain circles, that I could share ideas with. That's what it's about. I'm not sitting here waiting on anyone. I'm already doing it. I'm already doing it. And I love to talk anyway. And there's a comfort that comes with just feeling like you are in your space. There's never a space that I don't feel I'm inclusive or included in. I will never say I'm not wanted here. I'm not supposed to be here. They don't want me because I'm a woman. They don't want me because of my hair. They don't want me. Nah, you guys are happy to have me. That is my thought. If it's the opposite, work on that. If you don't feel like you belong in a space, work on that. Ask yourself, why do I have this? Who told me this? Is it true for me? Is it true today? Do I need to believe? You know what? I don't need to believe that. Work on that. Listen to that. Do that on your own self-development because you can do it. Yes, books are great. Therapists are great. I'm great. Outside is great. But you know what's greater than all of that? You. You. When you make that clear intention on, whoa, is that something that I still want to carry with me? Oh, okay. Well, what does that mean if I don't carry that feeling of worthlessness and not feeling wanted? That means that I am wanted. That means that I can feel comfortable in spaces. That means that I can try. That means that I will go forward. That is a space of true empowerment. And you can do that within the confines of your mind. It's always great to have something outside of you to maybe be an accountability partner. But guess what? You are always your accountability partner. In fact, you are the biggest accountability factor because you know when you are doing it. Thank you, Mr. Favor. I know, aren't I? I know. Let me straighten up here. And the beauty, I share this because there's a beauty with truly exploring yourself and changing yourself into what you feel is best for you. There were so many changes I went through my whole time being a flight attendant, because first I was a new flight attendant in a new city. Then I was a new flight attendant in a new country. Then I was a new person living in a home with people that aren't born in the country that I'm from. Now I'm living in a country where I have to learn everything and challenge all of my thought patterns. Every thought pattern that I have grown accustomed to, because I'm born and raised in the US, has to be challenged. And a lot of it had to be released because I'm no longer in that space. Is it difficult? At times it was. Because now I have to challenge myself. And what does that mean? But you come out on the other side a resilient, confident, truly compassionate person. And then the other endeavors, whether it's learning a language, starting a relationship, leaving a relationship, leaving a friendship, starting new friendships, joining different areas in life that you never thought you would be in. This is all building upon you. And with all of my talks, it comes back to us. It comes back to us. I truly believe human beings are amazing. Thank you, Michael Malik. I believe we're amazing when we allow ourselves to be, when we allow ourselves to shift and grow and release and say, you know what? That's not me anymore. That's not what I believe, and that's okay. Well, everyone in the family believes it, so that don't mean nothing to me. I am what I am, and I can change in any moment. And that's the beauty of the human being. We can change into what we believe we are meant to be at any moment. And the beauty is the journey and the change. There's so many things that I learned within travel. I will always stress travel because you have to challenge whatever thought processes that you have when you travel, especially internationally. And I always take it a step further. The moment that you relocate internationally, you are going to change, whether you want to or not. It is a great thing to move to a different city. It's a better thing to move to a different state. It's an exceptional growth and an exceptional space of your human ability when you relocate outside of the US. You have to release parts of yourself that oftentimes you didn't even know were there. Whether it's gender, whether it's race, whether it's religion, whether it's how you think of a social structure, whether it's how you think of money. Because again, all of these things are different the moment you leave. But within the US, it's normal to be paid twice a month, sometimes every week, every Friday. That isn't the norm around the world. There's places that are paid once a month. So the way that they will account is, okay, then I will do X, Y, and Z this week, this week, this week, this week. You think of your money differently if you get it once a month. Now, I only know of that because of my travels and living outside. There's countries that do their taxes every month. I have a friend that lives in Norway, and they actually do their taxes at the first of every month. So it's not like here in the US where you do taxes every April. What does that mean? Everything changes. There's places like in Norway where you leave your baby outside in the stroller in the cold, or when you go have a coffee, because there's no thought of someone's going to take my child. It's the fact that the child is there outside with all the other babies in the carriages. Now, the average American from Kansas, if they go to Norway and they see that, they will be frightened because the social structure is different. But until you're aware that that social structure is the norm there, you won't understand. And I share this to share the beauty of understanding something that is completely foreign to you. And I challenge you to put yourself in a space where everything is foreign. Because until you do, my belief is you're not growing. You're not growing. And I do make that joke. Most people are boring, which is okay. I mean, I understand the ability just to be to be in a safe space. But most of y'all are boring. I said it. Hope is speaking. You're boring. You're boring. Where you travel to, it's not that great. You think it's not that great. But it's only because you don't know the great places to go to. Or you're listening to someone else who says, go to Vegas and stay here. It's not that great. Now, I'm not impressed by Vegas. I retired from Vegas at 23. I think I was there for my 23rd birthday, and I used to go all the time. Being from California, we would drive there all the time, starting at like 18 or 19. So by 23, I retired from Vegas. I don't go to Vegas. Maybe I'll go if it's like a spa weekend, but there ain't nothing that I want in Vegas. I don't drink anymore. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't gamble. I mean, I gamble with my life, but I don't gamble with my money. So there's nothing for me in Vegas. Okay. So if you ever see me, don't ever invite me to Vegas because I won't come. I digress. I will. I'm actually going to a concert in Vegas later this year because a friend of mine bought me a ticket. So this is where my honesty comes from. But it's because I'm going to the concert. I am pushed by not being that boring person. This is a reason why I jump out of planes and just say, yeah, let me move to Nepal. And I just go. Just because what will I grow into? What can I learn? And it's easy for me to say this. I'm a woman who has yet to birth children or have I love skydiving. I know. I need to do it once a year. Neither. I'm actually going. My sister wants to go to the Usher show, and I will. I was actually invited to go to the Tony Tone show, which I love. Tony, and so they are doing performances with all three, not just Raphael Sadiq, who I love Raphael Sadiq. I do. Yes. Tony at the. I don't know where they're performing, but they're performing for like 2 or 3 days in Vegas. And a friend of mine said, Hope, I bought 12 tickets. I got one for you if you want to come. That's the type of friends I have. So I said, yes, even though it's in Vegas, I will make an exception. Otherwise, don't invite me to Vegas. I ain't going to no pool party to sit up there with y'all all soaking in sweat in the pool. That's gross. No. Ideally, I want to be on a foreign beach that no one's ever heard of where my phone doesn't work. However, that's the life that I crafted for myself. Thank you for continuing to like and share the live. For you, it will be different. However, craft the life that is for you. Craft the life that is for you. Mag, let's get to over 10,000, please. Mag, everyone in the live, let's get to over 10,000. We're at 8.7. We're only going to better our best, okay? What that means. I've shared all of the information gathering from not liking the fluorescent lighting, from not wanting to be, thank you, Mag, this is why you always come through, not wanting to be in an office building, from not wanting to check into the same place every day. This is how I built what was for me, regardless of what happened in between. What does that look like for you? Does it look like being at the job that you're at right now? Because most of the time it doesn't, but there's a lot of fear around the occupation. There's a lot of fear between the, okay, there we go at the Palms. There's a lot of fear of, I can't leave this. What am I going to do? Is people going to like me? So what? Do you like yourself? Do you like what you're doing? Do you want to do more? Then do it. Same thing with a relationship. I don't speak too much on that because Mag knows I will leave you. I will leave because I am my favorite. And I am here to tell you, be your favorite. Be your favorite. Out of all the relationships, guess what? I am my favorite. Out of all of the countries, I am my favorite while I'm in that country. I value me. I put myself on that pedestal because this is my experience. This is my experience. It means that much to me. Thank you. We got to the 10,000. Thank you, Mag. It means that much to me too. Like what I do, like how I show up in life, like my productivity, like where I live, like my friendships, like my body, like myself. That's why I can speak like this. I don't care if you don't like me. I like me. So question, if you are affected when someone doesn't like what you're wearing, they don't like your shoes, they don't like the music you listen to, they don't like the food you eat, they don't like where you live, do you? Why does what people think about you affect you? People are boring. They don't have good taste. I see y'all. So, that's a beautiful space of expansion. If you feel some sort of way when someone says, I don't like your shoes, well, then maybe you truly don't like your shoes. Or maybe you value how other people respond to you. And that's a beautiful space of saying, maybe I need to, do I love me? Do I like me? That's a space of expansion and growth. All of it can be used for something productive within yourself. It always comes back to you. It comes back to us. If you have that, I like myself, I'm secure within myself, life becomes a lot different. But if you don't, do what it takes to get to a place of comfort within yourself. Me, York, me. This is why I will leave. I will leave people because it's me. It's always something that I'm learning about myself. And within every interaction, I truly believe exactly it starts with me. But what does that mean for you? A lot of people say it, but they aren't to the point of believing it or implementing it as something real within their everyday life. How do you start? Ask yourself, do I like me? What do I like about me? What am I proud of for myself? And if the response is nothing, that's a great space to start. If you I don't like me. Why not? Well, because people tease me. Okay, what else? Because my parents tease me. Well, what else? Because I was told I could never be anything. Okay, that's a beautiful space to start. Because that might have been true then. And it wasn't even true then. But it doesn't have to be true now. And that simple question of like, What do I like about poor choice? What do you mean poor choice? Every choice is the best choice that you knew how to make in that time. So I'm not, listen, if I were to say poor choices that I've made in my past, it would be a lot of them. I just made the best choice with the best information that I had at that time. I'm not looking at it as I wish I wouldn't have. Sure, that could be it. But you have different information now. So even giving yourself grace and compassion for what you were. It's not that you made poor choices. You just made the best choice with the information that you had at that time. That's it. Forget about it. Move on. Move on. And this is coming from someone who has made colorful choices. That's how I like to describe it. Colorful. Being kicked out of a country is a colorful choice that I made. I don't look at it and say, man, I was dumb, I was stupid, No, I don't speak to myself in that way. If I am my favorite, I am not going to speak to myself in a way that is not empowering. That's okay, you made that choice. What did you learn from it? How did you grow from it? How did it add to your life? What can you share to someone else? Instead of that space of, I like to say it's a loser mentality. No, I'm a winner. I'm a winner. I learned from that. I grew from that. I'm empowered by what it turned me into. And I will not take any other stance that is not empowering for me. For me. Poor choices. Listen, who cares? You are judging yourself. Allow yourself to release that judgment and go. You know better. You probably know a lot more than you did at that time. And that's beautiful. Act like it. Act empowered. Act empowered. Act empowered instead of acting as I'm worthless. I make all these dumb decisions. So what? No decision is dumb. Every decision can be learned from. So go forward in that way, feeling empowered. And some of the decisions that you're criticizing yourself on aren't even that important. It may be important because someone else said, why'd you make such a bad decision? What? Because I did. So what? I've learned from it. And actually, I don't need you to tell me anything. But that's what I would say. You see, that's what I would say. However, take everything and use it for your benefit. Mag, chill. Chill. Use it for your benefit. You only know what you know, and you don't know too much. So you might as well be excited about what you are finding out about yourself. I am a kick in the pants, Mag. Okay? This ain't an act, right? You just make a choice and you go ahead. And guess what? When you're making a choice, stand firm on your choices. I don't know what choice to make. Of course you don't. But choose one and go forward. It's not that difficult. You will learn something in the process. That's it. Staying in a space of not feeling empowered just builds upon itself. Yesterday, I watched a movie, which I don't really watch movies. I like to say my life is a movie. However, I did. And I like to watch empowering movies. And I watched a movie on Apple TV called Good to See You. Good to see you. Yeah, you got to hear from me. And you're going to be hearing even more from me, too. I watched a movie called Luck. And I encourage you to watch it because I like anything that's lucky or empowering. And it was about two worlds. It was about the world of luck, where all things are good luck. And then there was the world of bad luck. And the two never coincided. So the world of luck makes all of the luck that we receive and it passes it out, and everything works. Everything works on time. Everything is perfect and lucky. And there was a few things that I noted about the movie, because the dragon on the luck side said, good luck brings more good luck. And I thought about that, and I said, well, this is why I wake up so empowered and positive, because positivity brings more positivity. On the flip side, in the land of bad luck, it was said that bad luck only breeds more bad luck. So once you see it, you will see more of it. And how often may we do that to ourselves? How often do we say, this is terrible, all these things, I mean, this is terrible. More of it will come. Or seemingly, we will see more of that bad luck coming. And how it was just a little fleck of dust of bad luck brought more bad luck. And I relate it to in our minds. When we allow a seed of doubt, when we allow a seed of negativity, when we allow a seed of not feeling empowered, that seed is planted and it grows. Because once you plant it, you begin to see it in everything you do. In everything you do. This is why this doesn't work. This is why I wasn't chosen. This is why this never works out for me. That's not for me. That's dumb. This will never work. Hey, if I hear someone saying that, I'm going to get away from you. You got to get away from me with all of that. I ain't going to have that around me. How you choose the opposite, Nick. You choose the opposite. There is no easy way other than just choosing the opposite. Instead of choosing the thought of, I'm so unlucky, to the uncomfortable thought of, I'm lucky and everything's working out. Because both thoughts are the same. They're both imagined, made up scenarios. You have to choose. There is nothing that is just going to change until you change. There is no way to dig up bad luck but saying, I'm choosing a different thought today. I've had those thoughts, and this is what it's brought me. Let me try something else. Just for today. Let me choose to say that everything's working out. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like that's really unnatural. It feels like that's really just not the best thing for me to say. But I'm going to say that, and I'm going to believe that in this moment. And then you repeat it. 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 Because if you continue to have that opposite, that is just how it stays. And if it's become a system, you have to just switch the program. You just have to assume that things are working out for you. I assume things are working out for me, even when they're not. Even when I've been evicted. You know what? There's something I'm learning for this. This is repositioning me. There's something for me to learn, and you know what? This is all working out for me. Even in those moments. This whole thing with positivity isn't when things are going the greatest. It's actually when things aren't, or from our visibility, not going how we want to see them. Car can be breaking down. Relationship can be on the outs. And you know what? Things are working out for me. I don't know how, but they are. It's not for me to know, but it is. And I'm going to stick with that. There's something I'm learning for this. There's something that's coming together in places I can't see. There's something that is being born in me that I can feel, and this is the shift. You just got to start creating it. And it seems wild. It seems crazy. But what would be the solution? Whatever you're feeling, think the exact opposite and say it. Think the exact opposite and say it. It's similar to the kids that I saw this morning going to school, and they were excited. And the young girl that was excited, she was starting kindergarten. There was no fear. She was just pure excitement for what was in front of her. Now, that may change by 5th grade after a few instances of being around people, but so what? Imagine yourself being her, just being excited to start, just being excited for what's in front of you, just being excited for the newness, for the new backpack, for the new shoe. I'm just excited. Try that. Because there's no magical way of just thinking positively. You just have to start. You just have to start. You just have to start telling yourself good things. You just have to start believing that you're worthy of a good life. You just have to start feeling good about yourself. Maybe that means drinking some water today, or going on a sexy walk, or knowing things are working out. You just have to start. I feel bad about myself. No, what's the opposite of that? I feel good. I feel good about myself. You know what? Because I feel good, I'm going to go take a 10-minute walk today. Start. Do something. But staying in that same position of woe is me is whack. It's whack. It's outdated. And it doesn't bring anything to you that you actually want. It's only predicting what you fear. So when I share all of this, I'm sharing it because, yeah, I've done it, and I'm crazy. I think of these things in that way. Of course I'm lucky. Why not me? Why? You know what? I'm receiving that email today. That proposal is coming back. That is for me. And actually, as I said that, an email just came through saying, we want to work with you. I'm just thinking this stuff. And as I'm talking, I just saw on my phone a proposal I sent out last week, and it just came onto my phone saying, we want to work with you. That's how this works. That's how this works. Let me tell you, I email 10 brands a day that I use, that I want to work with just sending out proposals, especially with my TED Talk. There's a lot of beautiful things coming. And I just say, yeah, out of 10, my father would say, you have your law of averages. You have your law of numbers. There are an amount that are going to come back positive. But how many are going to come back positive if you sent 0 emails? If you've sent 0, how is one of them going to come back in your favor? More people are, Mag. Hey, just know that you've heard it. And because of your upliftment, you'll spread it to someone in this day. But it's that. It's a part of, there's on this app, this moment of delusion. Yeah, but it's not delusion. It's, I see it. You may not see it, but I see it. So that's why I write down these brands or people that I want to work with, and I email 10 a day with a proposal, knowing that it's going to work out. Not hoping, knowing, in great expectation that it's going to work. How? I don't know. That's not for me to know. But I'm going to continue to move forward in this. This is how the TED Talk came. This is how I got to the TikTok building. All of these things is just purely out of my delusion of what I see. You don't have to see it, but I see it, and pretty soon others will see it. That's how I walk. Unless I'm doing my sexy walk in the morning, you definitely will see that sexy walk. Listen, if you see me walk, your day is going to be good. This is why I do my sexy walks in the morning, because someone needs to see me. However, it's just purely, yeah, why not? It is me. I'm great. If you think of the reason why you are here, you beat out millions of other swimmers to make it to the egg. There's a reason why you're here. Make today that reason. Make today that reason. The fact that you were born is a huge scientific event in itself. Why the heck are you here? Not to feel your best, not to succeed, not to do what the F you want to do. This is why you are here. And I am here to tell you that. Me, Hope, the crazy one, the girl with the shaved blonde hair, me. I do what I want, no matter what it takes, no matter if people get it or not, because they won't get it until they see the full picture. No one's going to get it until they see the full picture. And here's the other secret. They're not supposed to. I remember talking to my dad, crying, because I had spoken to someone and they didn't get what I saw. And I was saying, Dad, they don't get it. They don't get it. I mean, they don't get how I want to speak and how I want to uplift people. And they don't see it. And I don't know why they're not seeing it. And Dad, he said, Hope, they're not going to. You see it. You're building it. It's not until it's built that people will get it. So that's normal. I said, whoa, you're right. I just got to continue. I just got to keep building. And it's like Tetris. And this is why I mentioned about Nick and why when you mentioned poor choices, it's like Tetris. Sometimes it doesn't fit, but when it fits, it will fit. It may take a few tries. I don't care about that. I don't care about what anyone labels me as a failure or not working out. You don't see what I see. In fact, you don't actually see any of it until you see the bigger picture. You don't see the long nights or the hard work or the rejection or the emails or the not feeling more. You don't see that. You're not supposed to. Come on, Peso. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. The point is to continue so you can encourage someone else. Someone else needs to hear these words today. This is why I got up so ready to speak. And yes, let's encourage. People won't get it. So what? This is why I say people are lame. They don't know what they want until they see it. And Peso agrees. Your point is to keep going and to feel empowered within you. Yeah. Or well, what about money? Oh, well, yeah, she is money. Money is always around. And I always say that money comes to me with ease. Money is always around in all currencies. Money loves me and I love money. This is where it comes back to feeling that beauty within yourself. Because when you feel it, it just radiates. No one else has to get onto the train. Yes, it does. Or it's an increment of money. Because, it's an increment of money. Yes. And money loves me. And my mom would always say, Hope, you always love the most expensive things. I do. That means I have to craft the life for me. I don't say that's expensive. I just say that's what I want. I don't say I'm not going to get that because it's too much. No, it's a perfect price. It's the price. The price is I want it. That's it. I don't care if anyone doesn't see it. I don't care if you don't believe in my voice. I don't care if you don't believe in me. I do. I know. I'm seeing my wins. I'm showing up every day. Do you get exhausted? Yes. That's a part of it. Is there self-doubt? At times. That's a part of it. Will you not know sometimes? Yes, that's a part of it. But it all comes together eventually. And the point is just to continue. The point is to continue. The beauty of the journey or the dream or the goal or the manifestation or the blessing is it is yours. The beauty is allowing it to come in a way that you don't even know. There could be someone on this live that's watching this right now that changes the course of my life, and I wouldn't know. I believe in that. I know that's a part of it. That's the beautiful part of it. The beautiful part is knowing that it's mine and it's coming to me and allowing the universe or spirit or whatever you label it to say, let's show her how it comes, and she's going to have no idea. She has no idea how this will come together. And this is beautiful. Let's bring in that. Let's bring in this. And then there's a lucky break that's happening later today. That's how I see it. This is a beautiful journey. This life, this experience is for me to be enjoyed. And I found something that is meaningful for me, that's purposeful, that's enlightening and engaging and fun. That's why I do it. And this is why I will stay encouraged. Excited like the first day of school. Excited like all the kids I spoke to this morning on my sexy walk and saying, I'm excited for you. Go make this day the best, because it is. If it's boring, change your life. Change it. It's up to you. It's no one's, and it's not even a fault. We just got to shift at times. I loved flying until I didn't want to fly anymore. Let's shift. What does that mean? What do I have to turn into? What do I have to let go of? What do I need to learn? Where do I need to go? It's all right. It's the beauty in that shift and being open to it. Because there's beauty in this day. There's so much beauty in this day and positivity and blessings and motivation and something that's there for you when you allow yourself to say, life, I'm open to the beauty in this day. Show it to me. Instead of saying, I don't like anything about my life, my job this day. Peso, come on. Come on. Allowing yourself. Come on, Peso. Come on. Come on, Peso. Go and take the beauty in this day. Take the beauty in your life. Take the beauty in your voice. Take the beauty in your talents. Take the beauty in what is you and make it something magnanimous. Make it into something that you didn't even know you could create. Exactly. There we go. And just be open. That's the first step. I'm open to it. Not that I know it's that. I'm open. I'm open. Allow me to see it. Allow me to see the beauty in me. Allow me to see the beauty in something that I do. Allow me to see the beauty in my life. Allow me to see the beauty in this moment. Just be open to it. And then be ready. Because it comes. It does. I believe that's why I was able to see all these beautiful young kids going to school today, because it really inspired this message. And I always loved to learn. I've always loved school, and I just like to learn, whether it's people, school, an animal, anything. And there's a beauty in it. But allow yourself to see the beauty by just being open. Start there. Start there. And let me hydrate. I usually have my water bottle earrings. And the beauty comes in all forms. So when I say be open to it, truly be open. Truly be open. Not only if the sun's out. No. There's so much beauty in this day. Could be an interaction. It could be this. It could be just you seeing the true beauty in you. Finally. Maybe today is the day that you finally see the true beauty in what you are. And this is why I speak. This is why Hope is speaking. And I'm encouraged in this day. I'm encouraged. I'm motivated. I'm inspired. I feel good. I'm glowing. Do something to glow today. And have an extra glass of water. Water will really help. Just hydrate yourself. Hydrate yourself. And be proud of yourself. Because that can be difficult. Be proud of yourself in this day. For anything. Even if it's just that you woke up. I'm proud that I woke up and I decided to have another day. That's a huge accomplishment. And follow me. You can check me out on YouTube. I'm going now to upload some meditations onto my YouTube page, which is Hope is Speaking. So you can go to my YouTube page at Hope is Speaking, and all of my lives are uploaded. I also, you're returning just as I'm leaving, Mag, but that's okay. It didn't die. It just went away. You know, I don't do death. Okay, Mag? It just was released of all its power. On my YouTube page, I upload all of my lives, which are like podcast length. So you can listen to me there. I have affirmations, I have meditations, and I'll be uploading some other things. I'm outside all the time, so I'll be updating my YouTube page today with some hikes that I've taken around the world because I love to be outside. Yes, please, I am Freya. I'm going to be, there's things, as I told you. I am Frey, Mag, Nick NY1, Detroit Sean. I always say there's stuff coming. I just don't say it or speak about it till it's out. So that's what we have there. And I'll be working on my speech for my TED Talk on October 7th, which is quickly approaching. And I'm just excited. I'm excited. And I'm sharing all of this because I'm on this journey too. You're welcome, Nick NY. I'm on this journey too. I'm on this same journey. Thank you. I am Frey. Thank you. And I appreciate your yellow hearts, because my mom would always call me yellow. I appreciate you when you show up. I appreciate everyone showing up. I will continue to show up. If I don't show up, I will come back to tell you I'm showing up. And I'm on this journey too, so I relate. I know. I'm just in a space where I can quickly contradict any low thought because I'm right there with you. And you'll be there with me too on the TED stage. So with that, I'm just encouraged. This is the greatest start to this week and this day. I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged, and I'm encouraged more. So that's the message for today. I hope this has been engaging and uplifting. And now I'm going to go eat some avocado toast. Maybe I will come back on and cook because I make dumplings and scallion pancakes, and there was something else I was going to make. But I just make dumplings and rice paper. It's really easy. I love. You're welcome, Darren. Yeah, thank you. That's what I do. I'm inspiring. I'm a kick in the pants, and I make it look good too. Okay, you only see. Listen, I can't show you too much. You may just pass out. You may just pass out. Okay. So, peso, peso, peso. We are going to enjoy the day, right, Peso? And I will see you later. Please go subscribe to the YouTube. Yes. Well, Darren, you better watch out. Feel encouraged in this day. Be the reflection of love, because we all come from an infinite source of love. Show up and make it look good when you show up, and feel empowered, feel encouraged, and feel motivated, because today's already started to the best way. Thank you, I am Hey. Thank you. You are my number one gifter. I love you, girl. I really appreciate you. You guys have encouraged me. Continue to feel encouraged, and you will see me again. Make this day great, because I will, as soon as I have my avocado toast. Bye.